Now, after Manish Sisodia, the Delhi High Court has denied bail to jailed AAP leader Satyendra Jain in the money laundering case for which he's been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. He was arrested in May 2022. Now, while dismissing his plea for bail, the High Court said that Satyendra Jain might tamper with evidence in this particular case, as he is an influential person. So those were some of the grounds as to why his bail plea had been denied on the part of the Delhi High Court, which means that he remains in jail, and he's been there for almost a period now of a year.
आज तीसरी चार्जशीट भी ईडी की आ गई और हम लोग शुरू से कह रहे हैं कि दिल्ली के उप मुख्यमंत्री और शिक्षा मंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया के खिलाफ न कोई साक्ष्य पहले था न अब है। उन्होंने अपना मंत्री पद भी त्याग दिया। तीसरी चार्जशीट भी ईडी की आ गई, लेकिन उसमें भी मनीष सिसोदिया जी का नाम नहीं है। इसका मतलब साफ संदेश है, प्रताड़ित करो, परेशान करो और हर तरीके से दबाव बनाओ।
फिर से एक बार दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट ने सत्येंद्र जैन को राहत देने से इनकार किया है और कहा है क्योंकि वो एक इन्फ्लुएंशियल व्यक्ति है, उन्हें इस स्टेज पर बेल या राहत नहीं दी जा सकती। वो विटनेसेस से और सबूत से छेड़खानी करेंगे। मनीष सिसोदिया को बेल नहीं मिल रही, मनीष सिसोदिया को भी राहत नहीं मिल रही और कोर्ट ने कहा है वो आर्किटेक्ट है शराब घोटाले के। 80-90-100 करोड़ घूस के रूप में लिए। किस प्रकार से शराब घोटाला किया है उसका सारा तथ्य कोर्ट ने बताया है अपनी फाइंडिंग्स में। पर अरविंद केजरीवाल इन सभी लोगों को बचाने का प्रयास करते हैं, कहते हैं कट्टर ईमानदार है। आज अरविंद केजरीवाल, सिसोदिया जी, सत्येंद्र जैन सबकी करप्शन की डिग्री खुलकर सामने आ चुकी है।
Well, my colleague Bhavtosh, who's of course been tracking the developments in court, joins me for more details on what the court actually said. So Bhavtosh, take our viewers through some of the details with respect to the Delhi High Court's observations when denying bail to Satyendra Jain, including the fact that the bail conditions do not meet the twin test that can actually be fulfilled before a bail is granted.
As far as Satyendra Jain is concerned, it's a big setback only for him, but also for Aam Aadmi Party. Remember, it's now nearly 1 year since he has been in jail, and the High Court said that he has failed witness because the court found he couldn't influence witness, and also he is there were still CCTV footage that were leaked, which showed that he was reaching VIP facilities in Tihar jail. Subsequently, suspension of then reaching of Tihar jail, and also the charges that were signed by the Enforcement Directorate, which showed that the shell companies that he illegally set up with his wife did the money laundering of around 16 crore rupees, which were then used to buy land on the outskirts of Delhi. Value approximately is worth 120 crore rupees. Now, the Enforcement Directorate took cognizance of the CBI which in fact said that while he was a public servant between 2015 and 2017, his proportionate assets he acquired was worth at least 1.4 crore rupees, but ED's investigation went much beyond what the CBI had found.
Okay, Bhavtosh, and the fact is that Satyendra Jain, when appealing to the Delhi High Court, had made a fairly detailed application saying that the trial court in fact erred in the application of the PMLA, and not just that, he'd also said that it went solely on the basis of certain accommodation entries to come to the conclusion that he cannot be given bail. So there were a series of submissions made on his part. However, they don't seem to have cut much ice with the Delhi High Court when it proceeded to deny his bail once again.
As far as Satyendra Jain is concerned, he said that he was no longer the owner or the beneficial owner of the 4 or 5 companies which were under investigation, that the owner was in fact his wife. But Enforcement Directorate said that between 2013 and 2015 and also between 2015 and 2017, these two companies in fact did a transaction in business of around 14 crores and 1.5 crore rupees, which is approximately 60 crore rupees. And
all right.
16
Okay. So for the time being, Satyendra Jain continues to remain in jail. He's been there for almost 10 months now. Another setback to him, this time from the Delhi High Court. Let's take this across to our guests. Mr. Hakeem Rizwan Elahi, political analyst, joins us, as does Mr. Vineet Goenka, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mr. Elahi, coming to you first. This is a judicial setback in a way. Once again, for Mr. Satyendra Jain, he continues to remain behind bars. He's been there for almost 10 months now, and his repeated applications before the court to secure bail have been denied. So therefore, does this mean there's a prima facie strong case against him? Mr. Elahi, if you can hear me.
If you are referring to me, I am not Elahi. I think it's a...
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll go across to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mr. Vineet Goenka is with us. Mr. Goenka, the BJP has of course been claiming vindication over the findings or the denial of bail by the Delhi High Court.
Ram Ram to you, to my co-panelists, and Ram Ram to all the audience who are watching this particular case. Aam Aadmi Party is a classical case of criminals who have come together to conspire, not only to loot the treasury, also to harm the citizens of Delhi. Now here, this is a very open and shut case of PMLA, where Satyendra Jain has been involved. See the number of days which he is in the jail, and that purely shows that his involvement is prima facie been accepted by the court. It is very harmful if he comes out, because he is a powerful person, he is an influential person who can not only threaten the witness but also tamper the evidences which are there. But I feel Aam Aadmi Party should own this particular responsibility, and the Chief Minister should resign, because most of his ministers are either in jail or on bail. Not only Satyendra Jain but also Manish Sisodia, if you see, he has been there in the jail and he's been denied bail by the trial court.
Okay, we do have Mr. Elahi finally with us. Mr. Elahi, how do you read this setback on the part of the courts to Mr. Jain, where his application for bail has once again been denied, and the court apprehends that there might be a possibility, given the fact that he's quite an influential person, that there might be either tampering with evidence or for the fact that he might influence witnesses in the event that he's released?
First of all, Manish Sisodia ji was arrested after 6 months from the time when the FIR was lodged against him. So it was enough time to influence others, but there wasn't even a single case where it was where it came out that he had influenced or threatened somebody, any witness. So it's very evident that let law take its own course, but it's very evident the kind of dirty politics, the kind of vindictive politics that BJP has played.
But Mr. Elahi, we are also talking about Mr. Satyendra Jain here, and he's of course been at the receiving end of a judicial decision today, where his application for bail has been denied. The High Court has made some serious observations, saying that there's every possibility that in the event that he's released, that there might be an attempt to either influence witnesses or tamper with evidence, and therefore the twin test of bail conditions are not being met. So therefore, that's a fairly serious matter that Mr. Jain is now involved in, and repeated applications for relief by the courts have been denied. So therefore, is there no credibility to the allegations against him?
No, I think any one of these, Jain or Manish Sisodia ji, they are not in a position to influence anybody. They are not sitting on the power positions right now. So there is no way that they would, influence or threaten anybody. And there hasn't been any instance of even a single case that has come out where it has been said that they have influenced or threatened somebody or tried to persuade somebody. So let law take its own course. Sometimes it's long, sometimes it's short, but truth is going to come out, truth is going to prevail. No matter how long it's going to take, but truth will prevail, and we have full faith in the judiciary.
Mr. Goenka, you do not seem to agree there with Mr. Elahi, especially when he said that these people are not in a position to influence anybody. Those visuals that have been accessed from Tihar jail might give a completely different impression.
I think Mr. Elahi is not informed, and as he's not a part of the Aam Aadmi Party, maybe he's not fully informed. Aam Aadmi Party has in habit of insulting judiciary. See, in 2013, they prosecuted, gave judgment, and they also printed posters of Sheila Dishit, Chidambaram, Shibal, declaring them as to be criminals and conspirators and the people who took bribe. On the other hand, they have been insulting judges and the judiciary by calling this system as to be unfair. Now, I also heard heard Mr. Eli saying that there is this has been vindictiveness. Do you think the judges are involved in the political system of this country? By saying so, you are actually doing a contempt, and also you are insulting the judiciary system here. Third, aren't these people bigger than criminals? I call them as to be, in fact, the criminals are dwarfed in front of Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain, because both of them are giant criminals who not only conspired but also made sure that they make crores of rupees and they fool around all the citizens of Delhi. So probably they should stop insulting the judiciary. They should
blabbering out, speaking,
you have insulted, sir.
Like
You have insulted the judiciary, and when you said that there is
whoever he is, let me tell you very clearly. This nation, this is a big nation. Our India is incredible, and talking like this won't help us. We all know how Aam Aadmi Party and how the revolutionary leaders of Aam Aadmi Party have given a new hope to the thousands and lakhs and crores of people.
We have seen how Satyendra Jain gave a hope to rapists.
Mr. Elahi, that is a slightly rhetorical point that making. Let's talk about the merits of this specific case and the observations that have come from the Delhi High Court yesterday as well. In fact, the opposition, in a fairly united manner, approached the Supreme Court, basically asking the Supreme Court to look into the misuse of agencies against members of the opposition. The court, of course, said that this is a very arbitrary request that you've made. We're absolutely in no position, based on no facts presented before us, to give you any directives or guidelines. So the opposition's allegations as well of misuse, collective misuse on the part of the government with respect to the agencies, has also not received much credibility from the courts, sir.
Let me tell you, first of all, the policy which was being made had to go through series of, cabinet ministries and planning, finance departments and other departments. And eventually it had to go through the Lieutenant Governor of the UT, Delhi. So it's after that the case was being, put out, and the case was done by the, governor of the Delhi.
Right. Mr. Goenka and Mr. Elahi, thank you. But the question obviously is, if Mr. Sisodia and Mr. Satyendra Jain have been repeatedly denied bail by the courts of law, is there therefore prima facie merit to the allegations that have been levelled against them? At least the Bharatiya Janata Party would believe that there is a prima facie case. Thank you, Mr. Goenka as well as Mr. Elahi, for your participation in this debate. We will, of course, be tracking the investigations very closely and also the updates coming from the court.